You're taking a picture of my face, right?
Nope.
Yeah, my face.
It's blurry.
In this video, we are going to be making beef gravy to go over egg noodles. We start by taking our pan, follow me, over to our oven and turning it on high to get the pan nice and hot. Now we come back over here and chop up some green onions. I'm gonna go with 2. Cut this off. Restart. Are you playing?
Yes.
Okay, the first steps to make the gravy is we take our pan over to the oven and turn it on high to get it nice and hot. Then we come back over to my workstation and chop up the green onions, which are going to be sauteed with the beef. Be sure to use a sharp knife. This knife was just freshly sharpened. And have your hands curled up in a claw with your fingertips away from the knife. And then use your knuckle to guide the knife so that it cuts without cutting your hand. I'm going to use only the white tips, but if you have fresh green onions, you can use the entire thing.
Okay.
I take them over to my pan, but first I gotta make sure that my pan is nice and hot. So what I do is I take a little dip of water on my finger and drop it into the pan. If the little bead of water starts buzzing around on the pan and evaporates, it's hot enough. Now I throw in some oil for my onions. Not a lot, just enough so that it will give it a little flavor. And then I brush in my onions. That's what it's supposed to sound like. And if it starts smelling good, then bonus. This cutting board I made myself. I will show you how to do that in a different video. Maybe. Is it on?
Yes.
Now we take our meat and put it over here in our frying pan. And at this point, we don't want it to make that sizzling noise. So I'm going to turn down the heat to low so this can fry and not make a lot of noise. And now that we have the meat and onions frying up, what we do is we take and fill up our pot for our noodles. The noodles have to be the water has to only be up about halfway in the pan. Don't fill it up to the top, otherwise it's just going to boil over. And now you take the pot over to the stove, and you never want the handle facing out, because then you're going to take it and knock it off the stove. You turn this on high because you want this to boil, and then we go back to the meat. You chop up this meat into smaller pieces so that it's less like big clumps. We're not making hamburgers, we're making gravy. So you just chop this up a little bit and cook till brown. take and flip underneath, because that's the part that's going to be hot and cooked, and we want to flip it so that the other half is cooked. What I do now that the meat is almost entirely cooked, I take and add some seasonings, some garlic powder, pepper, salt, some Italian seasoning, and some parsley. Then just a little bit of salt, because we're going to have salt in the cream mushroom soup I'm going to be putting in shortly. Then a little bit of paprika. Now you take and stir this up into it. And now that this is browned, we come back over to my root station and open up my 2 cans of cream and mushroom soup. And then we take these over here and plop them in. That sounds not very appealing, but it makes sure that everything comes out. Because it kind of wants the suction cup in. Now we stir that up in there, and I will come back to you when we are doing the noodles.
Okay.
Here. Okay, now that the water is boiling, we take our noodles. We don't have enough to fill up the pan, so I am using 2 different kinds. The one is spiraled egg noodles, and the other are bow tie noodles. And you just take and dump them in, being careful not to splash, because that water is obviously boiling hot. Now you just let those sit in there until you think that they are done. The way you find that out is you take one out with a fork and test it so that if it's chewy, then you let it sit in there longer. If it's too soft, you let it sit in there too long. Ooh.
You want to stir it evenly so it doesn't over.
And you stir it every once in a while, that way it doesn't start bubbling up and just take the noodles and go boom out of the pan. Now that you look down into the pot and see that the water is boiling, you gotta reduce the heat so that it does not boil over. I'm gonna move it to center burner about halfway back. And now I just let this sit, keep this meat simmering on low heat, that not to make it burn, but just to keep it warm. Also, if you let it sit and get cold, the grease will solidify into lard, and that doesn't taste good. Now, if you just wait until this is done, I'll come back and show you the plated version. Okay? This is the finished product. We found out that we forgot to drain out the grease from the meat, so we had to strain off some grease. If you do this before you put in the cream mushroom soup, strain off the meat into the garbage can with the help of a parent, and to give it a little bit of extra flavor, we put in some green beans. And if you want to find this, it will be on my YouTube channel tomorrow.
What do you want to do?
Hi. While I'm waiting for the meat and potatoes to cook, I wanted to introduce you to my sister, which if you heard her voice already, she's recording. Later, I might have my girlfriend recording, but for now, it's my sister Alicia. Here.
Hello.
Tell them about yourself. Go.
Hi, my name's Alicia. I'm in 6th grade. And
Tell them about your knitting thing.
and for some of the videos, I will be showing you how to knit some easy and simple fun activities such as a yarn bunny or a yarn pouch or a bracelet.